Like and subscribe. TV is something else. TV and the movies is something else. People tend to believe what they see in movies and on TV. For instance, people were asked to name a country in Africa and they said Wakanda. Wakanda is make believe. In the 1940s, George Orwell made a movie, War of the Worlds, and it was on the radio. And people thought there was an actual war of the worlds. In 1914, the movie was made, Birth of a Nation, the first movie ever made. And it denigrated black men. And people thought that it was real. And to this day, that message has been going. To this day, the conflict from that message is why black people are hated today. It's been passed, the lie in that movie has been passed down through history. And I'm telling you all this because you have to look with your mind, not with your eyes, especially when you're watching TV. Have you ever seen a building being demolished, a skyscraper being demolished? It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to have that building demolished. Okay? Google a building, a skyscraper being demolished, and you will see the identical thing you saw during 9/11. It's called an implosion, where the buildings, where the buildings, the corners of the building are strapped with explosives, and they set the explosives off, and the building comes straight down. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. Now, if you think it would be, if this were the case, why spend $100,000 to destroy or demolish a building when all you have to do is run an airplane into it and then it'll fall straight down, and that's much cheaper. You see, you have to think with your mind. Get the facts before you believe everything you see. Those buildings came straight down. Another thing, Google this. The Empire State Building was ran into by a military C-35 carrier, cargo plane. Only 2 floors were damaged. And since then, they made skyscrapers to be collision proof, airplane proof. They made skyscrapers to be airplane proof. So there's no way that an airplane could have brought that down. But the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to watch the movie Wag the Dog. And then I will have a question to ask you. Did you see the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan? After the shot was fired, you could not see a hair of Ronald Reagan's head because the CIA, FBI, or whoever they were, they covered him up. That is protocol. You risk your life to save the president's life. Now, Trump had a bullet whiz by his head and supposedly nicked his ear. Now let me ask you a question. If someone shot at you with a rifle and the bullet went by your ear at the speed of light, would you raise your head up and your clenched fist and give them another shot? If you do, you're a fool. And if you're a CIA or FBI agent and you allow this to happen, you will be fired. That does not happen. And you all know that if somebody's shooting at you, you're going to duck down and run. You're not going to raise your head up and give them with a clenched fist. Who are you raising your head? So who are you raising your clenched fist up to? The sniper with the gun in his hand? Well, if you do something, if Trump does something like that, then he's too stupid to be president. Only a fool would do that, unless they had a death wish. Also, a bullet whizzing past your head at the speed of light doesn't have to touch you to do damage to your head. It doesn't have to touch you. Just moving at that speed will do damage to the side of your face. That's why when they were investigating it, they said that it was some shrapnel that may have hit his ear. But how can it be shrapnel when a bullet, an explosive device, would have to blow up before shrapnel would hit you? And bullets, they don't have shrapnel, they just flatten out. I mean, it wasn't a grenade thrown at his head. Do the investigation. I also ask that you watch the movie Wag the Dog Tail. Because nowadays, our educational system is so messed up in America, where children are trying to educate themselves on TV. They watch TV and believe everything they see. They watch the news and believe everything on the news. And the news, they don't investigate anything. They don't research it. They just take the information given to them and they put it on TV. And that's that. But I'm saying this. After researching the situation, I don't believe in the assassination attempt based on one fact. Who has a bullet ring by their ear and then raise up with a clenched fist at the person supposedly with the gun? Doesn't make any sense. Hey, but think for yourself.